Now we are going to start constitution. Okay, so that was which I discussed before. That was the background of the constitution, how it's built up, what acts were there, and why that was very important for all of that. Now, constitutional assembly. Constitutional assembly. Okay, so constitutional assembly first proposed by Amin Roy in 1934, and India National Congress demanded for the Constitutional Assembly in 1935. Demand was accepted in principle in August offer. So there was August offer, that was in 1940. So uh, Cripps proposals were rejected due to the territorial ambition of Muslim League. Muslim League has some territorial ambitions. That's why Crisp's proposal were like never accepted at that time. But Crisp's cabinet mission plan proposed a scheme acceptable by both parties. So what was acceptable by both parties? That was cabinet mission plan. So cabinet plan was a very important plan in that. So first meeting in 9 December 1946, that was the first meeting. In Muslim League boycotted this first meeting, then constituted with two body, like legislative body. They was chaired by the Mavlankar to prepare constitution for free India, and constitution body chaired by Rajendra Prasad, and to make ordinary laws. Now constituent assembly functioned till 26 November and 1949. So this is some important facts which are recall about. It was function till 26 November 1949, and 11 session were there. 11 session, 2 years, 11 months, and 18 days. So this was the goal about 18 days, and final session took place 24 January and 1950. That was the final session, and continue as a provisional parliament of India from 26 January to 1952. Then important person was like a temporarily president was Sachidanand Sinha, permanent president was Dr. Rajendra Prasad, 11 December, and second meeting. Vice president was S.C. Mukherjee in 11 December again. Constitutional advisor was B.N. Rao. So some important facts you should, like in a small duration of time, you should have in your mind always for that. So composition of Constitutional Assembly, there was 389 members. Out of that, 299 was the British India, and 93 was from the princely state. Okay, so 292 was from the provinces, and 4 from the chief commissionaries. So seats were allocated in the proportion to the population. Election were conducted by proportional representation by means of single transferable vote, and representative of princely state were nominated by their respective heads of princely state, and seats were decided among the three principal community, like general, Muslim, and Sikhs. So this was some facts to be recalled. Now, Commission of Constitutional Assembly. Major committees was Union Power Committee by Jawaharlal Nehru, Union Constitutional Committee by Jawaharlal Nehru, State Committee by Jawaharlal Nehru, Drafting Committee, very important, Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar, Rule and Procedure Committee, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, very important, Steering Committee, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, Provincial Constitutional Committee, Sardar Patel, Advisory Committee on Fundamental Rights, very important, Sardar Patel, Fundamental Rights Subcommittee, J.B. Kripalani, Minority Subcommittee, H.C. Mukherjee. So Minority Committee was basically Subcommittee H.C. Mukherjee. Committee on Functions of Constituent Assembly, G.V. Mavlankar, it's important. Order of Business Committee, K.M. Munshi. House Committee, Pratabi Sitaramaiah. And Flag Committee, Dr. Rajendra Prasad. And Finance and Staff Committee, Rajendra Prasad, and Committee on Chief Commissioners, Provinces, Patabi Sitaramaiah. Committee on Chief Commissioners and Provinces. Okay, so these are some committees which are important in the Constitution. Now, today we are going to start Constitution of India. Constitution. So I am giving some mind maps for the Constitution. Okay, origin of Constitution is like there is a preamble. 395 article. Now it's increased, okay, and 22 parts and 8 schedule. It was original constitution. 395, 22 and 8 schedule. So after Government of India Act, Public Service Commission added, emergency provision added, Office of Governor added, judiciary and federal structure. These all was the fundamental points which we taken from Government of India Act 1935. So why our constitution known as the borrowed constitution or the adopted constitution? So first is these all parameters like Public Service Commission, emergency, Office of Governor, judiciary and federal structure. We taken from the Government of India Act 1935. Then Australian constitution, concurrent list, joint sitting of houses and freedom of trade, commerce and intercommerce. That all was adopted by the Australian constitution. Now British constitution. So British constitution, the parliamentary form of government, the bicameral system, okay, the cabinet system, the legislative procedure, the single citizenship and rule of law, and parliamentary privileges. These all were adopted by the UK, okay, and federal form of government also. No, that was from Canada. So now Canada, we adopted like federal form of government, residuary powers in the center. This was also from the Canada, and advisory jurisdiction to the Supreme Court of India. Supreme Court of India. So that was all about from the Canada. 143. And French Constitution. French Constitution. There was liberty, equality, and fraternity. Okay, and directive principle of republic also. Okay, and Irish Constitution, we adopted the directive principle of state policy, procedure of presidential election, nomination system of Rajya Sabha. Japanese is again we adopted the rule of law, procedure established by law. South Africa, election procedure of Rajya Sabha and procedure for amendment in the Constitution, Article 368 from South Africa. Soviet Constitution, fundamental duties, social, economic, political justice in the preamble. US Constitution, fundamental rights, independent judiciary, impeachment, procedure of president, procedure for removal of vice president, okay, procedure for removal of Supreme Court of judge, High Court judge, judicial review. So these are important parameters we taken from US Constitution. And Weimar Constitution, suspension of fundamental rights. So we can't say that everything we adopted. We just imparted some good points to our constitution. So it is a creative amalgamation of the different points. Not only the borrowed constitution, but a creative amalgamation of the different creative points, we can say. Now preamble. Preamble is literally means a preface of the constitution, created based on the objective resolution. So there was the objective resolution, which was Jawaharlal Nehru taken in the Pune Swaraj days. So preamble is a non-justiciable. First of all, it's a non-justiciable, not enforceable in any court. Element in preamble cannot be altered under Article 368. And as per Supreme Court, preamble is a part of Constitution. It is a part of Constitution. Okay, and 42nd Constitutional Amendment 1976, we added 3 points. One was socialist, second was secular, and third was integrity. So socialist, secular, integrity, 3 points we added in the preamble. So that was some important facts regarding the preamble of India. Now I'm discussing about the important elements of the preamble. What are the important elements of the preamble? Okay, so first element is the sovereign. So sovereign, India is an independent state, and India is neither a dependency nor a dominion by any other nation. That's why it's a sovereign. Second is socialist, added by 42 constitutional amendment. India follows democratic socialism, means of production and distribution owned and regulated by both state and public. And mixed economy is a feature of democratic socialism, and India socialism is a blend of Marxism and Gandhian. Secular is added by 42 amendment, and no nation region for the country country. All religion have same status and support of system. Justice, like social justice, no discrimination in social factors like race, religion and caste. Political justice, equal access of political office. And economic justice, equal opportunity for the economic growth. Equality, equality is three form of like equal opportunity to all form of all individual without discrimination. Civic equality ensure the fundamental right. Political equality, article 325 and 326. Economic equality is DPSP. And liberty, liberty is the freedom of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship. Liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship ensured through fundamental rights. Okay. And brotherhood, brotherhood is friendship and mutual support. And fraternity is dignity of the individual, unity and integrity of nation. And single citizenship, article 1 union of states and article 51A for the fundamental duties, it is for the fraternity. Democratic, why democratic? Because representative of parliamentary democracy, it is an indirect form of democracy and people elect representative to exercise the function of government, that's why. So feature of democracy is universal added franchise, independent judiciary, rule of law and periodic elections. So these features are in democracy. What are the features? Universal added franchise, independent judiciary, rule of law and periodic election. Republic, political sovereignty is the vested on the people. So republic, why it's a republic? Because it's a political sovereignty and head of the state is the president and president of India is elected indirectly also. So it is republic. And all public officers are open to public without any class discrimination. So there will never be any class discrimination. Okay. So these was the some features of preamble. Now union and its territory. It was given in the part 1. Union, India that is Bharat. India that is Bharat shall be a union of a state. A state has no right to secede from the union. Classification of Indian territory, territory of a state, union territory, territory of required by India and specified in first schedule. Article 2, Parliament can admit or establish new states. Article 2 was Parliament can admit or establish new states, and Article 3 was what? Parliament can form a new state by uniting two or more states, separation of territory from any state, uniting any territory to a part of a state, increase the area of the state, like that was in Article 2. Parliament can admit or establish a new state. So uniting the two states, separating territory from one state, or uniting territory of the part of the any state. Now Article 3, Parliament can increase the area of the state, diminish the area of the state, alter the boundaries and alter the name of the state. So bill is sent to the concerned state to express its view within a special period. Then procedure of bill is what? It is opinion of the state, is not binding in nature. It's not a binding. So it's not binding in nature. It's on the opinion of the state. So opinion of the state is important here. Okay. And president may accept or reject the opinion, and bill is introduced in a parliament after recommendation of president. So president's recommendation is very important, and bill can be introduced in either house of parliament, and finally the bill is passed by the simple majority. So simple majority will be there, not a joint majority, simple majority. So this all about the article 1 we discussed, article 1, 2 and 3. So some basic articles was there, like Dar Commission was there before. So Dar Commission was linguistic province commission, we can say linguistic provincial commission in 1948. So S.K. Dar was the to find possibility to reorganize the state and on linguistic basis. So report recommended to recognize the state based on the ease of administration. Now linguistic province committee made in the 1948, linguistic provincial committee. Okay, this was made in 1948. So to find JVP committee also made to Jawaharlal Nehru, Vallabhbhai Patel and Pattabhi Sitaramaiah. This report also rejected the state formation on linguistic basis, and Fazal Ali Commission made State Reorganization Act. State Reorganization Act 1953. Okay, So Fazl Ali, K.M. Panikar and K.N. Kunjuru accepted state formation on linguistic basis and suggested the abolition of four-part classification A, B, C, D and suggested creation of 16 states and 3 centrally administered territory. So this was the commission state formation given for the report to make any kind of the state. So this whole about the